Tifa has been the talk of the town since she was shown last week at E3. There has been so much debate on was she censored, was she not, or was it just a different art direction that they were going for? Was there some sort of motive behind the changes to Tifa? She has the obvious black sports bra underneath her white tank top now, as well as a pair of very small black shorts underneath her skirt, as well as the obvious changes of the stockings added to her character. And of course, her character model has been brought into question quite a few times now. People believed that her breasts were a bit toned down compared to the 97 Final Fantasy VII, and there has been some sort of clarification, yet not enough of a clarification. Tetsuya Nomura, the director and head of character design, was interviewed at Famitsu and discussed the character models, comparing the characters 20 years later, and it didn't really go so well. So, before I actually talk about what was said, originally people were saying that there was a translation issue with the interview, and after it was retranslated, I personally do not feel like there was a large misunderstanding, besides the fact that there was a little bit of context lacking from the original translation. It just sounds like they tried to translate it as fast as they could, and really did not add in enough depth to the context of it. So I will post both articles so you can judge yourself, and that is really why I held off discussing it to today instead of yesterday when people were talking about it, because I really do not want to give you guys misinformation. Even though a lot of my content is really giving my opinion on something, I do not want to spread or bring awareness to misinformation or mistranslations, so that is why I did wait. I know so many of you were tweeting at me and talking to me in the Discord asking me why, and there's why. So when the costume design was brought up, Nomura had explained that the team had aimed for realism. They wanted the characters and their attire to be as realistic visually as they could get them, taking real designs of clothes and accessories as references, which does not sound that strange, but it was also said that developers wanted Tifa to have visible abs, so they gave her the body style of an athlete. There were instructions from the internal ethics department, and it was decided to constrict her chest so that it would not look unnatural, even during fierce action. Therefore, the team created a very simple design for her upper torso with black underwear and a body-fitting tank top. It's a sporty design inspired by fitness, and for a bit of context, they're referring to the tightness and the design of Tifa's underwear and her clothing, not the chest size, which was something that was originally misinterpreted in the original interview. Obviously, yes, sports bras do retain the jiggle of a woman's breasts, and apparently they were afraid of the physics of the female body looking unnatural, so that's why they put the black sports bra underneath. What about you reference women in real life and how their physics work, maybe without the restricting sports bra, like you did with the clothing? Remember, you just said that you referenced clothing very heavily? Wait, what about the 5'7" male holding a 10-foot sword with one hand and swinging it around like a fucking band baton? And the ethics department. Oh, Square Enix. Just so we are clear, it is being said that in the Square Enix Japan studios, the ethics department is a group of people in the company that evaluate game contents to make sure it is aligned with the anticipated age rating standards across the globe. So now people are arguing that they had to tone down the female character models to meet age ratings for the ESRB because yes, this game is rated T for teen. But so are all of the other Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy 15. I don't see Cindy being censored, and she is much more revealing than Tifa. I mean, her knockers are hanging out there much more than Tifa's, even without the black sports bra underneath. In all seriousness, I do still stand by what I said. I think that even though her bust was obviously toned down compared to some previous versions of her, she still does look like Tifa. She still does look like herself. She does not look like a completely different character. She is true to Tifa. They did stay as close to her as they possibly could. But we do need to consider all versions of her. In recent versions of her, like in Advent Children, she does look different than when we first met Tifa. So her model through different games has been changed, and she was toned down in previous games. I would not blame Final Fantasy VII's remake on the tone down of her. I think that she was toned down previous to this game. I do know that we want them to revert her back to what she looked like in the beginning, but over these different titles, she has changed, and she does not look the same than she did at the beginning, and she does not look any more toned down than in more recent versions of herself, like in Kingdom Hearts 2 and also in Advent Children. When it comes to the rest of her outfit, like the stockings, in my mind, it is really just an art direction change. They wanted to add more to her character, add some more fine details, and they did. I still do not think that it looks awful. I just wish that they did not claim it was because of realism, because it really is not. Real women have big breasts. Real women wear tank tops that let their jiggle show. Real women wear short skirts without shorts underneath. Yes, most real women do not partake in the acts that Tifa does, but they have got the budget and had the time to figure out the physics of the characters. This was not a short project that they had to skip over many small details as they could. But please feel free to use the comment section down below as a discussion zone. Voice your opinions on Tifa and Final Fantasy VII thus far. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a like, and of course if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either which way, but I do hope that you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys again in the next video really soon.